5.2-liter aluminum alloy engine in our GT350 and a 2.6-liter supercharger built by Eaton.
The new GT500 rocks, man. It's a fantastic car. It's the most powerful Mustang they've ever done to date.
Question is, will this be a DCT only, or will there be a manual? Okay guys, here we are. Today is finally the day. It's the 14th. In about 2 hours, I believe, the new GT500 finally gets unveiled. But let's get straight on the road. Yes, here we are, about ready for the reveal of the GT500. And awesome thing I just noticed too, you have the GT500 up there, just like where it was back at the LA Auto Show, where they teased it. They got one under the cover right now, that's pretty cool. And also, they got a bunch of VR headsets, so that's gotta be pretty interesting.
To the first new vehicle of the day. This is the new Ford Police Interceptor utility truck.
This is the all-new Ford Explorer ST.
But I have to warn you, I've been driving a Mustang since I've been 15.
Yeah, with no license, no insurance, right, Jim? You know, I didn't start driving until I was street legal, but I'll take my chances.
Our first choice is a great 67 first year of the GT500, and it's in that beautiful original Shelby color scheme.
You know, or I could go with the 1968 GT500 KR. It has even more power than the 67.
That's right, the king of the road. We even have the last original Shelby GT500 from 1969 to choose from, and we have even a cooler one to choose.
Wow, it's a GT500 mystery car. Let's unlock it and see what it can do.
All right, so if you're ready to race, let's put our headsets on, and let's invite everyone in the audience to come along for the ride. It's the same Ford Performance team that won Le Mans. They poured the heart and soul into this GT500. They gave it a unique hand-built version of our 5.2-liter aluminum alloy engine in our GT350 and a 2.6-liter supercharger built by Eaton in Athens, Georgia. It delivers more than 700 horsepower through a dual clutch transmission that changes gears in less than 100 milliseconds. So this GT500 can go 0 to 60 in the mid 3-second range, and it'll turn a quarter mile at under 11 seconds. That's as much power as our actual brand new NASCAR Mustang race cars, but this one is street legal. The GT500 is so much more than just a 0 to 60 performance car. It has the dynamics you would expect from the team that won Le Mans, Ford Performance. And the styling also delivers on that Detroit swagger. It has the most downforce ever in a Mustang. So it's time to embarrass some supercars at a Ford price. So, thank you for the opportunity to share just a glimpse of some of the great vehicles that are coming soon. We couldn't be more proud as a Ford team. And now I'd like to invite Bill Ford and the entire team back for a photo opportunity, and then after that, come on up and take a closer look.
The question is, will this be a DCT only, or will there be a manual option?
Yes, this is a DCT only. And what the Ford Performance Engineering team did was say, how do we take that 700 plus horsepower and deliver it in a performance method the best way possible? And that DCT is that best option.
You think that's going to affect, like, because all the Shellys have been manuals only until now, right?
Yeah, it has been manual transmission, but we've always been pushing the performance envelope, and now our Ford Performance engineers working with Tremec developed this transmission specifically for this car to deliver that performance.
What are you guys going to do possibly with ADM problems that we've had in the past with markups? Is it going to be better controlled because it's crazy
we're going
markup?
to continue to distribute it through the Shelby dealers, right? Through the same way that the Shelby GT350 and the original GT500 when it came back in 07, we'll distribute it the same way. It's manufacturer's suggested retail price, and that's suggested. We are encouraging our dealers to treat their customers, with the utmost of respect, and we would hope that, most of those would be going through at MSRP.
There's no watchdog programs or anything like that?
Yeah, we're going to continue to do the same Shelby distribution that we've done previously.
Okay.
So
the bigger dealers buy up all the allocations from the small ones, then they control the costs.
And we work with our dealers to try to, they are independent businessmen and women, right, that own their own franchises, and we work with them, and there's a lot of the dealers that are doing extremely well with those Shelbys in the past, and we hope to continue to see that.
I think Carol would think this is the next best car. He always likes the next one. This one's awesome. When Ford started talking about this one, it was really impressive what they were trying to do performance-wise, and Carol would be impressed.
The new GT500 rocks, man. It's a fantastic car. It's the most powerful Mustang they've ever done to date, and to be able to see it here right now, it's wicked. Congrats to Ford and Shelby on this car.
It's not functional right there. The front end is actually pretty dang wide, but you don't see it because they don't have the GT350 wide body front fenders right there, just the Cobra logo. I do like that. It does pay homage to my GT500, and the wheels, I was concerned about it because I thought, man, they just part binned the same wheels that are on my GT350R, but as you can tell, they do have a different design on them, and I believe they are 20-inch wheels. So 305s in the front, 315s in the back, so massive setup, Cup 2 tires. It seems like the paddle shifters are the same design, sort of, found on the Ford GT, so that's a nice touch. You also have like a GT4 styled rear wing. The middle Cobra badge is a bit bigger than the one I found in the R and the normal 350. So the quad-tipped exhaust looks very nice. And I believe there's a option to get painted stripes. Yeah. Okay guys, there you have it. That's the new 2020 Ford Mustang Shelby GT500. So much different than my GT350. It's just unreal. Yes, uses the same block, the 5.2 liter V8, but this time, you know what? No, it's not flat plane crank, it's cross plane crank, and it's got a 2.6 liter Eaton supercharger on it. So expect around the mid to high 700 horsepower range, I'm guessing. But unfortunately, they did not unveil that today. I think that's one thing that we've been waiting so long to hear. The one part that just blows my mind is that it's a DCT only. This is so much different than my GT350. The GT350, even my GT500, they're manuals only. So an automatic only Shelby, this is a big turn. This is something completely new. And I'm not too sure how it's going to sit with some of the enthusiasts in the community, because even me right now, my first initial impressions, I'm not completely sold on. I know that the DCT is like just amazing. I've driven DCTs, especially the McLarens, and they are so quick. It's just unreal. I mean, the rate that they can shift, the speed, it's just unheard of. But I think I'm gonna miss the 6-speed manual. I guess we're just gonna compare this to my GT350R and see how it goes. Check this out, guys. This is the actual engine of the new GT500. Like I said, the 2.6 liter supercharger on top. And as you can see, it does have that Cobra emblem in the middle right here. That just shocked me. Yeah, I got shocked. And then also over here, you've got the 7-speed Tremec DCT transmission. Now, Jim Owens was telling me how that Tremec design is just for this car. And just looking at it, man, this is just gonna be crazy. This car is gonna be insane. So guys, let me know in the comment section down below what you think about an automatic only Shelby. And yes, I know that the anticipation for this has been just crazy within the past couple of years, and a lot of people actually did say, well, hint that it was going to be an automatic only, a DCT. Honestly, I didn't exactly believe it because I'm a manual enthusiast and I prefer the manuals in the Shelbys. And also, when I looked inside the new GT500, the transmission dial, the switch between drive, neutral, park, was the same exact design found in the Ford GT, as well as the paddle shifters, and it looks just like this car. Also, a few other things to point out is that you do have 2 different packages. Now, it's not the same as like the GT350 and the R, like 2 different cars completely. This car, you've got the normal over there, way up high. It's got 20-inch wheels, non-carbon fiber wheels. It does have a different design than the carbon fiber wheels. And it's got the Michelin Pilot Sport 4S tires, which are good tires. They replaced the Super Sport tires, but they are certainly not on the same level as the Cup 2s. As you guys know, when we track the GT350R on this channel, those Cup 2 tires, they are insane. And the unfortunate part about it is that you can go through a whole pair so quickly, and it's going to be about $2,000 to change an entire set of tires on the new GT500, given that these are 305 and 315 Cup 2s. Now, I was talking to some of the executives, and they're telling me expect the carbon fiber track package to cost somewhere above $10,000 over the MSRP of the normal car, so $10,000 plus option for the 500, and there will be no R as of yet. They also said they would make around 5,000 GT500s a year, so this is basically the equivalent of a normal GT350. I think that it will be limited to an extent because, think about it, mass-producing carbon fiber wheels, exposed carbon fiber wheels, that's pretty difficult. One other thing I need to point out is that this car has massive front brakes, 420 millimeter front brakes in the front. I think that correlates to about 16.5 inches. Those calipers, man, they are giant. It's just crazy how big they are. I mean, like, this car, as you can tell, it's not only made to be fast in the straight line, the DCT really does help with that as well, but it's made to go to the road course as well and tear some pretty friggin' fast lap times. So that is one thing I just cannot wait to do once I pick one up. So like I said, with the carbon fiber track package, you have the carbon wheels, you get a GT4 style carbon fiber wing. If you don't get this package, you get like a normal GT350 style wing, which definitely does look pretty good. But one thing you need to point out, as you can see right here, it actually says GT500 on the black painted area on the bumper. Now, as you guys recall, back with the GT350, when that first came out, it actually said GT350 down here in the lower door sill, but this time it says Ford Performance, and the seats actually look a lot like the initial GT350R release car with the white trim lining all around it, but this one definitely has a lot more leather than my GT350R. Also, you do have an option to get a painted over-the-top stripe, which, man, I just love that feature. It just seems so cool. And I wonder how much it's going to cost. Because I know on the Ford GT, it's a $10,000 option. Now, this is not Ford GT money we're talking about, but it definitely will not be cheap. They also said this car is the most downforce found on any other Mustang before this, and you can definitely tell that by this gigantic wing found at the rear. Also with this carbon fiber track package, it's got the same ideology as the GT350R in that sense because there's no back seat, so it comes with rear seat delete. The normal GT500 will have rear seats. You can see that right there. The front end is actually, it's definitely wider than I thought it was. It initially looks like there's no front end wide body, but that's just because they don't have the GT350 style front vents. One thing I'm disappointed on though is that on the initial teasers I thought these were vents right here, but looking at it in person these were actually closed all along that side. Also, I was talking to one of the executives here and I was asking about the weight of this vehicle because you guys know we didn't get the horsepower or the torque today. At least give us the weight, you know. So I was asking about the weight and I was just throwing out numbers and stuff. And initially I threw out 3,800. Is it gonna weigh more than 3,800? And basically they said yes, and they wouldn't give me any more details than that. So what I'm guessing is that that initial leaked projection of the weights of this vehicle may just be accurate. And if you think about that, it would make sense because DCTs certainly do add a lot of weight, and all the extra cooling and the supercharger, it will add to the weight of the car. It's going to weigh more than 4,000 pounds, which is pretty funny because one thing that just blows my mind about the car is that you can buy carbon fiber wheels for a car that weighs more than 4,000 pounds. I mean, it kind of removes the benefit, right? The enhancements of it. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below of this new GT500. And honestly, my first impressions, I think it's pretty dang good. But I'm not completely sold on the automatic yet, guys. I don't know. Just my personal opinion. I like the manuals, especially in the Shelbys, because you get full control, especially at the road course. So I think the GT350R is definitely gonna stay unique, as well as my GT500 in that matter. Okay guys, thanks for watching. If you like this video, make sure to comment down below what you think about this new car. Also subscribe for much more Shelby content, and while you do that, hit that notification bell so you're up to date with all the new videos, and also hit that like button. It really does help me out, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.